Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today we have a murderer emerging from the shadows, a child taking a crown, and a princess meeting a tragic end, all of which happened on August 31st. Let's begin. On August 31st, 1888, the streets of Whitechapel in London woke to horror. In the early hours of the morning, the body of Mary Ann Nichols, known as Polly, was discovered in Buck Row. She had been brutally attacked, her throat slashed, and her body left in a condition so gruesome that even hardened police officers recoiled at the sight. This was no ordinary murder. Nichols would be remembered as the first recognized victim of a figure who would come to be known as Jack the Ripper. Her death marked the beginning of a reign of terror that would grip London, as one woman after another fell to the killer who struck silently in the fog-cloaked alleys, leaving only fear and speculation. The press fanned the flames of panic, painting the East End as a hunting ground for the faceless monster. Letters taunting the police, many likely hoaxes, but the real murderer remained elusive. Even now, more than a century later, the identity of Jack the Ripper is unsolved. Was he a doctor, a butcher, a deranged aristocrat, or someone hidden in plain sight? The fog, the silence, the unanswered screams still echo through history, reminding us that sometimes the most terrifying killers are the ones that are never caught. On August 31st, 1422, King Henry V of England suddenly died at the age of 35. His death left the English crown to his only heir, an infant boy not even a year old. That child became Henry VI, crowned king at just 9 months old, but a baby on a throne meant England itself was just thrust into uncertainty. Renegades and nobles scrambled for power, each eager to guide or control the fragile monarch. His reign began with shadows of rivalry already forming in the court, whispers of betrayal and ambition circling the cradle where the king lay. This moment didn't just mark a strange chapter in English history, it laid the foundation for decades of conflict, instability, and eventually the War of the Roses. A kingdom ruled in name by a baby, yet torn apart by the ambitions of grown men. Imagine it, a crown placed on a head of an infant who could not yet speak, where behind him, some of the most ruthless political schemers of an age plotted their moves. On August 31st, 1997, the world was shaken by the sudden death of Diana, Princess of Wales. In the early hours of the morning, a black Mercedes carrying Diana and her companion sped through the streets of Paris. Hounded by paparazzi on motorcycles, their car entered a tunnel where it would never emerge intact. Moments later, the vehicle slammed into a pillar at high speed. Her companion and the driver died instantly. Diana was pulled from the wreckage still alive but gravely injured. Despite attempts to save her, she was pronounced dead at a Paris hospital a few hours later. The driver was found to be intoxicated, but circumstances of the crash ignited endless speculation. Was it a tragic accident fueled by reckless speed and relentless pursuits? Or was something darker behind the loss of the most photographed woman in the world? The images of mourners outside of Kensington Palace, the endless sea of flowers, and the grief of millions painted a haunting picture of just how deeply Diana was loved. Her death remains one of the most heartbreaking and mysterious tragedies of modern history. Like your history snack-sized, drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.